Hi, this is Jenice, Mattek, and Sara Fisher here with Fitness Education Seminars and the Institute for Integrative Health and Fitness Education. And as Dr. Osar has been talking about already this week, next week we're going to release a new product specifically for working and training the female core. And if you've ever seen Sara and I present or do some of our Facebook Lives, we're actually super passionate about working with women when it comes to training the core. Partly because so often when we talk about training the female core, people are so worried about aesthetics, not as much about the actual health of their core and the impact it can have all over their body, really.
Right.
As many of you know, hopefully you know this, women have different types of surgeries than oftentimes men do. One of the biggest one being cesareans, another one being hysterectomies, mastectomies, and other ones. So Sara and I, over the last several years, have spent a lot of time honing our skill set, learning as much as we possibly can, and sharing that information with health and fitness professionals all over the world. And so with that, what Dr. Osar has asked us to actually share with you is the number one strategy that we give all of our female clients when we see them, if they're coming to us with low back issues or if they're coming to us post-surgery. And post-surgery to us is 6 weeks to 60 plus years, because that spans the clients that we see. We see clients as soon as 6 weeks, even earlier with doctor's permission, but we've seen clients who are 6 years post-surgery, and we've been able to help them find new strategies to live the life that they're looking to live. So with that, we're going to share with you one case study, and then we'll share with you that number one exercise that we give each and every one of our clients. So I'm going to let Sara start the story.
All right, so Jenny is a client of ours, and she started seeing Jenice, 4 or 5 years ago? Yep, she had already had low back surgery at that time, and her concern was pain management, but also she was looking to have a baby, and maybe within a year or two, she was the time frame she was looking to work with. And so she wanted to make sure that she was not going to further send her life activities downhill, and she wanted to be able to make sure that she could raise her child in the way that she wanted to be able to raise her child. So she started working with Jenice to manage her pain, her low back pain, and start to work on some core strategies. And during this time, she was able to conceive and have a child, and the baby is now about 2.5, almost 3 years. Yeah, almost 3 years old now. And in that time, she started to be able to self-manage, self-care, be able to keep herself from going off that cliff of pain where she would be laid up for days. And she started to be able to get her life back. She started to be able to walk the 15, 20,000 plus steps a day. She started to be able to do the things that she not only needed to be able to do, but really wanted and loved to do. And then about, a year or a year and a half ago, she started to see me for more of the workout aspect. So Jenice had already been working on corrective stuff with her, and now Jenny was ready to start working out and start building some of her endurance and strength and physical activity. And then from there, we just built on those foundations and able to start working into like her squats and lunges and upper extremity push-ups and pulling patterns. So from there, she was able to, I don't even know when the last time was that she had an incident of she was laid out. Years, really. So really, she was able to take this, and she took it to heart, and she took it fully, and she made it her own, and she did the work that was required to be able to stay on task and stay on track and see the results that she wanted to see.
Yep. And an important part of Jenny's story is, within that year of seeing her, we were able to get her back to a lot of just getting her back walking to where she wanted to be, which was really important to her because she doesn't drive. So walking to work and walking to see all of her clients was really important to her. And she wasn't working out. So just the idea to be able to exercise was really important to her. However, in the process of conceiving, before she was actually able to give birth, she needed to have a C-section.
Right.
And having that C-section took her many steps back because of her already having the low back surgeries. But the good thing was that the education that we had shared with Jenny and the awareness that we helped create with the way that we work with women is she recognized immediately when her body was compensating as it related to her surgery. So she was able to also, she said, if it wasn't for working with you, I don't even know how I would have gotten out of bed, because nobody in the hospital told me how to get out of bed after I had a C-section. And she felt weak after having her C-section, which only makes sense. But we were then able to work with her at a more expedited, not fast, but expedited, making good use of our time, because Jenny already knew the strategies she needed. We just needed to kind of help her reset those in her body, because her body went back to that same strategy that Sara and I actually talk about in our book, and that was that post-surgery cycle. Everything your body does after you've had surgery, which is you automatically have pain. And Jenny was in a lot of pain after her C-section. And Sara, I'm sure you can probably attest to pain after a C-section.
Yes.
But then your body forms scar tissue in the process of healing, which can have an effect on your whole system. But then you also start to have muscle inhibition, which then that's when people really get in trouble, because they don't even know it's really happening.
Right.
Or those muscles aren't working the way they're supposed to. When we talk about the core, those are the muscles that are so important for stabilizing our spine, for just gently holding our abdomen in the way it's supposed to be supported. And then you start to compensate around the scar tissue, around this pain, and around this muscle inhibition. So we were able to work with Jenny, like I said, at an expedited, using our time using our time better.
More effectively, more efficiently.
Yes, thank you. That's why Sara and I work together. Using our time more efficiently and effectively in those sessions, so that she could get to be able to carry her baby without hurting herself, lift her baby, get back to doing the other things that she wanted to do. So
get down to the floor.
Right.
Yep.
And then those were all part of her fears about having a child too, was she can be able to do those things as a mother that she needed to do. So that is our story of Jenny. And she'll tell you today that she's in the best shape of her life. She feels the best she ever has. She's actually working right now to get off of pain medication, and she's really, really close to doing that. So we're super excited for her. We're super excited that she was motivated and appreciates herself enough to want to keep going towards what does it mean to be independent and really just use the natural strategies my body already has. So that's our story of Jenny's success, utilizing all these things that we're going to share with you in this new product that comes out next week. But before we do that, we're going to share with you really the number one strategy that we give our clients and why. Sara?
Number one strategy.
What's that number one strategy we give all of our clients?
Breathing.
Breathing. But we do that all the time. Why do we have to give them breathing?
Right, because we've been doing it since the day we were born, right?
Correct. If we don't, we die.
Right, exactly. So that being said, it's our most basic function. And if it's our most basic function, we need to be able to do it optimally. We need to be able to do it well. And if we are not doing it optimally, then we are compensating around it. So breathing obviously oxygenates our whole entire system, but it also helps to calm us down if we're feeling stressed out. So as in Jenny's case, she had a lot of fear around that. So it was also a tool that was helpful for her in calming her down. It is the number one way to help start getting back to optimizing the use of the core, because the diaphragm and the pelvic floor and the transverse abdominis and the multifidi, all those little muscles that surround that rib cage and trunk and pelvis have to coordinate and work together. And if you're not using that diaphragm optimally, your core is not going to be working effectively.
Yep. And when we talk about your core working effectively, we're not talking about hold your abs in.
Right.
Because your clients who've had surgery can actually hold their abs in, and oftentimes they're holding them in so much they don't even know they're doing it anymore.
Right.
And they can't hold it anymore. And they've almost locked out their ability to activate the correct core muscles in the time that they need to be activated.
Right. The sequence that needs to happen.
Right. So what Sara was just saying is that we need to do this breathing because we need to help them restore that natural pressure inside their body, so they don't feel that need to hold in their abdomen, which I understand people want to do from an aesthetics standpoint. It is our job as health and fitness professionals to educate our clients why holding their abs in all the time is not a good strategy. You can't breathe if you hold your abs in, and you actually do a lot of damage to your spine over time holding your abs in nonstop. So we kind of gave you two of our strategies right there. Not only did we just talk to you about breathing and why that is so important, and there's many other reasons that we'll share with you. That was just really the big ones, but there's a whole bunch of other reasons why we really share breathing with women, specifically if they've had surgery, how breathing can be so empowering. And like Sara said, doing breathing correctly is really what makes this different. We're not talking about having your clients do that belly breathing or just make sure that they are breathing. Well, you should always make sure that they are breathing on some level. But if you can really share with your clients how to breathe optimally and use it and empower them with it, I can honestly say, Jenny will tell you, breathing is what changed her life. Teaching her this strategy of breathing is what changed her life and what keeps her out of trouble when she feels like things are going to go awry, because she's had surgery. So she's had to find a new normal in her body 3 times now because of the different surgeries. And so she will say that breathing is her go-to strategy that she comes back to. But it's not just making sure she's breathing, it's making sure she's breathing in this optimal fashion so that she's able to get that internal pressure that she needs so that she is able to relax and let her body do what it's supposed to do.
Right, because that breathing strategy helps, I forgot my train of thought on that one.
Oh
no. So really, I know where I was going with this. So really, it's a way for it really gives them that aha moment. They feel it almost immediately when done well and done effectively, and they can take it with them anywhere, anytime, and no one necessarily has to be the wiser. So if you have clients who are a little concerned about, drawing attention to themselves, it's something that we all already do anyway, and they feel that immediate change in their bodies.
Yep, absolutely. So we gave you not just one go-to strategy or best number 1 strategy. We gave you a hint of what number 2 might be too if you were listening really closely, which I'm sure you were. So listen, next week we're going to be releasing Training the Female Core with Dr. Osar, and we're super excited to share it. Sarah and I are super passionate. It's not just Dr. Osar this time in this video, it's Sarah and I sharing stuff as well. So we hope that you are watching your inbox next week for that. We hope that you're watching Facebook as we update you more about what this product's going to contain and how it's going to help you really help your female clients get back to those activities that they really need, want, love to do, how you help create this awareness for them, and really you help empower them, which is absolutely priceless for what you can offer your clients.
Absolutely.
So thanks for watching and have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.